So Charles Robinson is an excellent reporter.
Football writer for Yahoo Sports, longtime guy.
Senior NFL reporter. Used to break like every scandal about college sports programs and their impropriety and all that. Then he worked with my guy Therese Paler, and they had a podcast at Yahoo and did NFL reporting, and now he's their top NFL guy. And he quotes 7 general managers, 7 of them, current NFL general managers. The headline of the story, Bears trading Justin Fields. GMs explain why it's the best route and where compensation could land. So I'm not going to read this entire thing to you, but basically it's Fields is improving.
Can I say, by the way, that his sentences about how Fields is improving are really succinct and excellent and obviously sourced from those general managers. He's missing fewer wide-open throws. He's playing more patient in the pocket and drifting less. He's running to complement and balance his game rather than falling out of structure to hunt plays. I think that's a really good, concise description of how we are seeing some of the improvement. And it's undeniable. It's just in the minds of these GMs, it's not enough.
Well, it makes me feel pretty good about how we've been talking about it. To pat ourselves on the back here.
Because it's an evolution of analysis as you're watching the guy.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying the rest of the article, it talks about like a GM saying, are you comfortable staking your claim and reputation to a quarterback you didn't draft and being the guy who passed on C.J. Stroud and Caleb Williams?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's in this piece. That's a huge part of it. Some people just flatly saying that they think Caleb is better. Even a couple people saying that they've got questions about Caleb.
How about this one?
Resetting the quarterback contract is a huge thing. You've got a 5th-year option decision now. And then...
Yeah, that's the one that just real quick, it would be a clear-cut decision to draft Caleb for me, said an AFC general manager. The fact that we're in year 3 and they don't want to exercise the 5th-year option tells me what I need to know. I just don't think Fields can win consistently as a passer, even though he is gifted physically. That is that's a general manager of an NFL team.
Yeah, well, and then he asks all 7 of them what they think the Fields trade value would be. I don't know if you've gotten to that point in the article.
I have not yet.
GM 1, a 2nd-round pick and a 4th-round pick, pending a good finish to the season. GM 2, a 2nd-round pick, pending a strong finish to the season. GM 3, a 3rd-round pick plus another late-round pick that could escalate 1 round based on performance. GM 4, a 3rd-round pick in 2024, a 4th-round pick in 2025. GM 5, a 3rd-round pick or a 2nd-round pick for Fields plus a late-round pick back from the Bears. GM 6 and 7 had the same proposal, a 3rd-round pick pending the finish to the season.
Well, we've been discussing exactly that. Could you get a 2 for Justin Fields, right? That's the high end of all these guesses.
Yeah, and basically he said that none of them said a 1st-round pick was in play. Then he also talks about potential places that would be trade markets for him, mentions a really interesting thing that we haven't said, wherever Eagles offensive coordinator Brian Johnson gets hired. It's thinking that he had such a big deal with developing Jalen Hurts, and that the Colts with Shane Steichen drafted Anthony Richardson, similar style quarterback, that Brian Johnson, wherever he goes, could be interested in him. And
he also writes this, the franchises that fit the mold of a quarterback-thin franchise selecting outside the top 10. The New Orleans Saints.
Right, the teams that would miss out on the top of this quarterback class.
The New Orleans Saints, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the Washington Commanders, and the Las Vegas Raiders.
But the Commanders and the Raiders are picking higher in this draft. That would be under the assumption that they miss out on Caleb and May and don't like quarterbacks, like Fields more than quarterbacks 3, 4, or 5 in this draft. So, and then, of course, there's a lot of talk about the Falcons because of their RPO system where they would be drafting upgraded from Ritter and all of that stuff. But that is really that should be very instructive that 7 general managers, granted anonymity, say, hey, Fields is good. He's progressing. He's worth trading for. But when presented with Caleb Williams or Justin Fields,
Caleb Williams number 1 overall or keep Fields.
7 for 7 pick Caleb Williams. That should be very instructive. Now, listen, I know the counter argument. These guys pick busts all the time. These guys mess it up.
Yeah, Texter says general managers are never wrong about quarterbacks.
I get it. I get it. I get it. 7 for 7, though. I'm waiting to hear the first one who's like, no, I would take Fields over him. I don't think it's going to happen. I think you're going to trade Fields for multiple draft picks, and you're going to restart your quarterback clock, and you're going to make the argument that the team is good enough to win now. Like, he's going to say, it was hard to trade Justin. I am trading good for the potential for great. The only way you could be a dynasty in the NFL and win consistently for a decade is if you have a great quarterback. I believe that this guy is a great quarterback. And we are not rebuilding. We expect to win the North in 2024. I think he is going to try to sell both things.
So he's going to try to sell the equivalent of what the Seahawks were with the Legion of Boom, and they were a great playoff team with Russell Wilson as a rookie. That they'll try to do that. Now, it's possible they could also
not start the rookie.
Yeah, they could go the veteran route.
I would be surprised by that, too.
Could bring in a veteran, somebody, or I don't think it'd be Tyson Bagent, but anyway.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, yeah, they could start the non-rookie and let him sit there. But maybe most likely is that they actually play the rookie and say, this has been done before. It has happened before. We'll see. That'll be really interesting to hear the way that Ryan Poles frames that.
This Charles Robinson article that just dropped is going to generate a ton of conversation locally. You should check it out. I'll tweet it out as soon as we go to break.